This is the Anbernic RG28XX. Yes, arguably the masters of emulation devices are back with this new little handheld. As you can see, it's in a pretty much non-descriptive box, but I do like the little silver outline it has on it. In the box you get a USB-C cable and instructions, and that's about it. But here's the device itself, and just look at that, isn't that a beauty? It comes with a proper 4:3 aspect ratio screen and a glass screen cover as well. On the bottom of the device we have two MicroSD card slots that did come with two MicroSD cards. It does operate without any SD cards installed, however this one has some games on and this one has a ton load of games on. On the front we've got our usual array of buttons, select and start, the 4 face buttons, and the pretty decent D-pad that Anbernic devices are known for, and of course a speaker. On the top we've got our L1, R1, L2, R2 buttons. We've got a USB-C socket there, and that is basically for connecting it to a PC to transfer more ROMs onto it, or a USB controller. And we also have a home button and a HDMI out. On the back of the device, not much, but you can see through it and see the battery right there. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the stock firmware. We're not going to look at any custom firmware because this channel is all about showing you what you get out of the box. So this is the stock default interface that it comes with. Go and get to options. You can see we've got our usual set of options, including I/O test, which Anbernic devices quite often have. Now how do we get out? There we go. Now unfortunately this device does not have any Wi-Fi on it, and if it does, it's certainly hidden because it's not here in the options. We've got some apps which basically consist of a music player, a video player, ebook reader, file manager, and export. Okay, next up we've got our search function, so you can actually search for games. So as always, I'll just look for Turtles in Time. So there we have all our Turtles games listed up, and to select the game we press the Y button, and then we can select the game we want. And you get a nice little nifty screenshot there as well, just in case you're not sure what the title is. So let's go with Turtles in Time, and it should boot that up. Here we go. Alright. Where are my buttons? Give me a chance to hit you back. Oh, there we go. It's this one. Man, I suck at this, but I am playing behind the viewfinder. And as you can see, it works pretty well there. Now, you notice that there is no volume control on here until you look at the side, and there it is. Now let's just try the volume, see how loud it gets. Yeah, not too bad. And it's not distorting either. So that's good to hear. Now to get out of the game, you press the home button. And from there, you can actually do a save state, which we'll just try. Let's just save game there. We'll put it in slot 1 or slot 0. And we'll exit the game. And then you can go back to it and start off where that save state was. So let's load up the game again. We'll press the home button from here. Load game. And there you go, we're back in. No problems. As you can see, I've been playing Cannonball there. So let's load that up. Cannonball, in case you didn't know, is an independent remake of Outrun using quite some nice options. So we'll go into the settings here, and you can see that we can change the video mode to 120 frames per second. Now this is not a 120 Hz screen, so that's kind of pointless, so we will put it down to we'll put it on to 60 frames per second. And we have widescreen on or off. So we're going to have widescreen off because this is not a widescreen display. but we will put high res on. Alright, and let's get into the game and see how it looks. As you can see, that is very smooth and lovely. And the vibration has just kicked in as well. So yes, the vibration motor does work on games that support it. Now of course the home menu also works on here. And as you can see, it's gone straight into RetroArch. So let's get out of that. And from here you can go into RetroArch itself and just mess about with that. Or you can just go the easy route and select games from the emulators. We're going to go with card number 2 because it's got more games on it. So we've got some PlayStation here, and we can see how many games we've got on each card by going into the section. And as we can see here, we have a total of 137 games right up there. So we've got PlayStation, Vertical Arcade, which is pretty cool. I'll show you that running. The usual set of arcade stuff. Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Master System, Mega Drive, 32X. We've got quite a few things on here. Now if we go into the other card, you'll see that it has a few different things. So there we got PC Engine. I don't think PC Engine was on the other card. Let's take a look. Oh yes, it was. My mistake. But each card does contain different games. For example, on this one, the PlayStation folder only has 29 games. So first, let's take a look at PlayStation game running, since that is the most powerful system that this thing can emulate, or at least emulate well. Let's go into PlayStation and we'll pick a random game. Well, what about that? Capcom vs SNK, which does suck compared to the Dreamcast original, but yeah, we'll take a look at it anyway. Now, I have never played this on a PlayStation, so this is the first time. Now it's going to be a bit awkward playing it like this. You know, I'm going to have to pick this up. Now as you can see, the controls are very easy to get to grips with. Let me just turn that down a little bit. The actual D-pad on it is very easy to use. Very simple to get moves out, so I'll try and drag a punch. Oops, she's dead. Let's wait till the next round. Okay, here we go with the next round, and we'll do a dragon punch from this side. There you go. See, very simple. Hurricane kick. Oops. Oops. There you go. And a fireball. Alright, and another dragon punch. If I get one out. Whoops. Oh man, so we're playing behind the camera. There we go. But yeah, believe me, the D-pad is quite nice. It has a nice pivot on it, as you can see there. Very nice pivot. Okay, let's check out another PlayStation game. So we'll press the home button. And while we're here, let's just take a look at some of the video effects. So we've got a couple on here. Let's try Scanline 2, see what that looks like. Nothing. It doesn't... Oh, actually, yeah, there are some scan lines there. Very faint ones. Don't know if you can see that. Very faint indeed. Guess it depends on the game and the emulator to determine how good the scan lines look. So here we go with a bit of Tekken 3. 60 frames per second and high resolution. Yeah, looking good. Now one thing I want to show you is the vertical aspect ratio for playing games. Now you're probably wondering, how are you going to play vertical games when the buttons are over here and the D-pad's there? Well, actually, it uses this part as buttons. Check this out. So we'll go to the vertical games section and we'll just pick a game at random. I'll tell you what, we'll put a Donpachi on. Have we got that? There we go, Donpachi. And what we'll do, we'll turn the device around this way. And watch this. I am now controlling it vertically. And what's pretty cool is the credit buttons, if I believe, are on the L&R triggers, are they? There we go. It's up there, yeah, credit button. Okay, we've got our credit in. Let's start the game. It's going to be really difficult playing like this. Normally you'd have hold of it, wouldn't you, like that? But let's go with what we've got. Where's start? There we go. Now luckily most vertical games, or especially shooters, only use 2 buttons, so we're okay. But for those games that use more than 2 buttons, we're kind of screwed. Actually, come to think of it, Dodonpachi does use more than 2 buttons, it uses 3. Are the other buttons mapped up at the top? Oh, okay, I see. They've mapped them to the L&R triggers here. That's going to be a bit awkward to get to. Alright, well, for those games that use 3 buttons, it is going to be a little bit difficult. I suppose you can keep doing it like that. The intended way for the serious gamer. As you can see, it's handling that, no problems whatsoever. So next I want to show you some Game Boy. Now at the moment I have it set with a dot matrix overlay and a border, but you can change all this by pressing the home button. So for example, you can go into scanline settings, have scanline switched on, make it full screen so it's stretched, and it will look something like this. Not sure scanlines look well on a Game Boy game. We can also put it to 1:1 mode and it will look something like this, and we'll put scanlines off, put it in HD, and it'll look like this. Pretty decent. But I like it with the dot matrix setting switched on, so we'll put it on aspect and with dot matrix. Alright, let's look something like that. Now this is a pretty decent game, Hammering Harry. Not sure if you've seen this before. Yeah, not the smoothest of Game Boy games, but pretty nice. Now you can see we're getting a bit of shimmering there when I'm scrolling. But if I put it onto 1:1 mode, that shimmering will go away. Look at this. You also get a much better image as well. Now watch the background, especially the vertical lines here. They will no longer shimmer. Look at that. Nice and smooth. So it is nice that we have some options there. So what about 32X? Normally 32X can cause issues for these type of devices, but no, look at this. The RG28XX is running 32X, no problem. Absolutely fluid. Now if you really are into customizing your games more, going into the RetroArch section will give you some more options. So let's take a look here. We've got Pokemon Mini, and we do actually have some games loaded in there. We've got Atari 2600, we've even got Virtual Boy. So we can load up Virtual Boy games and they will run. In fact, let's just take a look at one of them right now. And this is the game that really does show off the Virtual Boy because it is 3D. One of the only Virtual Boy games to be 3D actually. Well, I mean they're all 3D, but this is, you know what I mean, 3D polygons. Or wireframe in this game's case. But as you can see, yeah, it works perfectly fine. I can't remember what the controls are in this game. Ah, there we go. They're mapped to the L&R triggers. And I don't know where I'm going. I can't see. There we go. Also on the RetroArch, we get some extra items such as Mega CD games. So yeah, we can play all our Mega CD titles on here without any problems. For example, let's boot up Snatcher. And there we go, we are in the game, playing Snatcher on the Mega CD on our Anbernic device. We've even got some MSX in here and a Thomas Wave and Naomi emulation. So let's take a look at an Thomas Wave title. We'll go with a Rumble Flash or Rumble Fish 2. Okay, let's see how well this works. Seems to be a little bit stuttery. Turn it down a little bit as well. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, kicks up at the top for some reason. Now remember, this is not a demonstration of gameplay and skills, it's just a demonstration to show you that this can actually run this game. And as you can see, it seems to be doing a pretty good job at that. And while we're here, let's take a look at some Naomi emulation. So we've got a couple of different Naomi games built in. We'll go with Toy Fighter, see how that works. Okay, we've got our credits in. I'm going to go the usual one. Where is she? Nope, that's not it. There she is. We'll turn the sound up a little bit. Ah, there we go. It is struggling a little bit there, isn't it? Let's smack it with the frying pan. But actually, not too bad. The actual in-game section seems to be pretty smooth. And since it's running this, that means it will run Dreamcast as well, since a Naomi is basically just a Dreamcast with more memory. So there we have it, that is the Anbernic RG28XX. A nice little device that out of the box plays a lot of stuff. Here we're running Melty Blood on the Naomi system, and it seems to be running it without any issues. Very nice indeed. So, of course, since it runs RetroArch, you can put new emulators on here, you can upgrade it, you can add new firmwares and so on. But out of the box, it is fairly decent, and I presume with some updated third-party firmwares, it's going to be even better. So I'm going to put a link in the video description down below if you're into this. As usual, the build quality is pretty decent, as to be expected from Anbernic devices, so it should last quite some time. Link in the video description down below if you're interested.